Hello, it's Julie here from JulieMaryCarmen, and I am a business and relationships mentor. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to find your niche, because I know it's something that our community is struggling with. So I'm going to address it for you in this short training video, and by the end of the video I think that you will find the clarity you need. So a really nice place to start is just by defining what we mean by the word niche. Some people call it niche, I like niche, so it doesn't matter, it means the same thing. And I thought a nice way to do this was to get some definitions which I've looked up online, and I'm going to read those out to you. So number one, niche is a job or activity, etc. that is very suitable for someone. Number two, the situation in which a business's products or services can succeed by being sold to a particular kind of group of people. And number three, an ornamental recess in a wall. Now, obviously, we're not talking about that kind of niche today, but it made me laugh. For our purposes today, we're referring to niche in terms of who you're meant to serve and exactly how you're meant to serve them. So, this is about your unique message, your corner in the marketplace, and I'm going to help you to get clarity with this today. So, talking to the women in our community, I hear that a lot of you are struggling with this, and it's a really important key piece. It's a foundational piece, really. You need to know this. And a lot of you are struggling with it, and that can look like either being stuck at the starting gate because you don't know who you're meant to serve, what your unique message is, or how you're meant to serve, and so you're stuck, you're not moving forward. Or it can look like some women have actually, ploughed ahead anyway, and perhaps they've gone up the wrong path, or they're not completely clear on their niche and they've ploughed ahead anyway. Now, this can be even worse, because if you have ploughed ahead and you're not clear, oftentimes what will happen is that you will struggle because you'll be pretty vague about who your clients are. And when you're vague, you can't find your ideal clients, you can't find your target market, but more importantly, they cannot find you. And so, at worst case, I've seen women struggle with this, women entrepreneurs struggle with this for years, and really be stuck with it and be floundering around. And this can look like procrastination, a lack of clarity. It can look like, not getting the results you want because you don't have that underlying clarity. And so the long and short of it is you don't get the ideal clients, you don't make the sales that you would like to, and therefore your business struggles. Now, at worst case, this can mean, failure of your business. And, as a female entrepreneur, I know none of us want to go there, and that's pretty awful. Nothing worse than the thought of having to admit to all the naysayers that we were wrong and go back and do a day job. It's not an option for me. So I know that this piece is really, really important, and that's why I'm going to help you with it today and really bring clarity to you around your niche. So that's how important it is. It really is like a fundamental piece that the rest of your business is going to be built upon. So it's worth taking the time to get clear on this. Now, once you're clear on your niche and who you're meant to serve, you can then build a strong offer based on that. Otherwise, you're working with guesswork, really, and that makes for a very weak offer. When you know who you're serving and you've got absolute clarity, you can build a strong offer, you can demonstrate your value, and you can convey to your target market that you can in fact help them. And that's when your business is going to explode. So, all that being said, I think we can summarize that it's pretty important. If you don't address this, you're likely to have a very shaky business and not make the sales. So let's move on. So who am I, and why am I qualified to talk about this? Well, For those of you that don't know me, my story began in London, my career story, where I was working for a third sector organisation and I was fundraising. And I generated over £300,000 a year for this organisation. And I was there for 7 years and I was very successful. However, the London pace of life, the fast pace of life, didn't really suit me. And after 7 years, I experienced quite severe burnout. I decided to leave the rat race and pursue my dream of becoming an entrepreneur, which was very exciting for me. However, I faced a challenge because I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to help women and serve women in some way, and I just wasn't clear on exactly what that needed to be. And so I just kind of snipped and grabbed at something because I had to do something, and I started a fitness business. And I was doing fitness classes, and I did it for about 3 years, and to be honest, it was never very successful. And looking back on it now, I know it was because I was not following my passion. I wasn't truly aligned with that path. I knew I wanted to serve women. That wasn't the way for me. But you know, we have to try these things, and everything happens for a reason. Anyhow, I struggled along for 3 years, and I had brought back with me from London some consumer debts, quite a lot of consumer debts. This meant that taking the pay cut in income, I began to really struggle financially, and especially with the fitness business, it just wasn't working, it just wasn't moving forward and earning the money that I wanted it to. And I really started to struggle with debts, and it was getting very tight. So I had to take on extra work, and I ended up working 2 jobs on top of running my full-time fitness business. So I was working all the hours under the sun, and I was pretty exhausted. I mean, it was a horrible time for me. I was struggling to hold everything together. And for the second time in my life, I experienced burnout. And this time it culminated in an anxiety attack one morning while I was getting ready for work. And that was really a turning point for me, because I thought, I can't go on. I'm not willing to go on this way. This is not what my life is about. I knew about health and well-being. I knew about self-development. So why was I creating this for myself? I knew there must be a better way. And at the time I didn't know what it was, but I wasn't prepared to go on struggling any longer. And so I threw my hands up in the air and I asked for help, and I started searching online, and I actually came across an online mentor who was a high-end coach, and something about her and her marketing really appealed to me, and I felt that she could help me. So I got in contact with her, and we set up a discovery session. And when I spoke to her, she indeed demonstrated that she could help me. She had set up a business much like the one I wanted to set up, serving women and doing great things in the world, and she was earning good money doing it. So this really appealed to me. The only problem, or challenge should I say, was that her price range was way up there for me, where I was at the time. And I didn't think I had the money. However, I knew something had to change. So despite the fact that I didn't think I had the money at the time, I couldn't see the money, I made the decision that I was going to work with her, and I said yes. And I made a fast decision as well. I followed my intuition, I followed my gut. I was terrified, and there were times where I doubted myself. However, I went with it. And that was when everything changed for me. Of course, the money did show up, because the money's always there for our true desires. So the money did show up, and I was able to work with her and change everything around. Now, fast forward, it's coming up to about a year later now, not even that yet. And I have my own successful coaching business, which has allowed me to come away travelling in France and Italy with my husband, which just feels super romantic to me. And things are pretty rosy. I am clear on my niche. I know who I'm meant to serve, and I know exactly how I'm meant to serve them. And this has meant that I've attracted lots of ideal clients to me. And last month I was able to create my first £4,500 month. So this just felt fantastic to me because I'm way on track and I'm so excited about my business, and I'm getting to do it in a romantic way, which was key for me. So let me help you with how you can get clear on your niche. So the first place to start absolutely has to be with your passion. You have to feel passion for the thing that you're going to do. If you don't, then it won't work. It's a bit like me with the fitness business, where I was going off down that path and my heart wasn't really in it. You're never going to get success that way. If you're doing something just for the money, it's not going to work out. So you have to build it around your passion. Now, this is a whole nother topic that we could go into, but just to give you something here, if you don't know what your passion is yet, something you can do very quickly is just make a list of all the things you love doing. So if money and time were no obstacle, how would you spend your days? What do you love doing? And that will give you a clue as to what you're passionate about. And you can then develop your services around that. So you've got to base it on your passion. You have to love what you do. Now, if you're a coach, there are really three main areas that you can start with. And okay, I know that some people will say that there's other areas too, and that's true, but there are three main ones, as far as my experience tells me, where people will spend money. Number one is health. Number two is love and relationship. And number three is money and success. Okay, so health, love and relationship, money and success. So really, you need to lead with one of those three areas. Now, that doesn't mean that you will never coach in any other area. Of course you will. Coaching is holistic. However, we have to lead with something. And in my experience, these are the things that people will pay for. Now, ironically, they will pay for to get out of pain. Okay, so they'll be in pain in one of these areas and they will pay to get out of pain. And the reason being that they want to feel good. They want an emotional feeling of well-being and feeling good. And they believe that getting that result will help them feel that way. So whether that's more money, getting the relationship they want, or getting thin, they believe that that thing will bring them happiness. However, they won't pay directly for happiness. So you're going to struggle. Now, okay, I know there are some exceptions here, so just take this as a rule of thumb, but you're going to struggle if you coach on happiness alone and, sort of a general life coach and well-being and happiness. You need to get really specific, and people will pay to get out of pain. People will not pay for happiness. It's too vague, okay? So I hope that makes sense to you and you get the point that I was making there. So I think leading with one of those three areas is ideal. The next thing that you need to know is your target market. So we're talking now about who you're meant to serve. And the most helpful way that I have found to do this from a teacher of mine is to look at if there was one person that you could help the most, who would that one person be? Okay, so if there's one person you can help the most, who is that person? What does he or she look like? What is he or she doing? What profession are they in? Are they an entrepreneur? Are they working? What problems do they face in their life? Where do they spend their money? So this is how you get to know your target market. And when you are clear on your target market, two things happen. A, you know where to look for them, but B, more importantly, they know exactly where and how to find you. You become like a beacon or a lighthouse to them. Okay, your ideal clients will easily find you and will be drawn to you. That is what the clarity around the target market will do for you. So you must get clear on this. Now, this all informs what we call a client avatar. And I'm sure if you're in any of the online communities around coaching or the service industries, that you've heard this expression before, client avatar. And what it means is basically a detailed description of your ideal client. So that one person that you can help the most. And the more you know about them, the better. So you're going to be really detailed here and really get into this. Now, once you know who your target market is, you're going to pick, well, you can first make a list of all their problems that they may encounter. And then you're going to pick the top 1 or 2 problems, preferably the top number one problem that you can help them with. And this is you as an individual. So what can you specifically help them with? What problem can you help them solve? And then you develop your service around that. And it's that specific. And when you get that specific, you get clarity, and then the results come and the money comes. So from there, we know who we're targeting. We know what their problem is and how we can help them. And from there, you can craft your unique offer built around your passion, remember. And what you're going to do here is key. You're going to mix in a little bit of you, okay? So for me, part of my branding is romance. I love romance and it's a big part of my brand. For you, it will be something else, but you're going to mix in a little bit of you. And you know, what is it that you specifically can bring to the table? What skills do you have? What makes you unique? And this is going to be the icing on the cake that has you stand out and, again, be like a lighthouse to your ideal clients. So that was quite a lot of information, I know. And so in summary, you're going to craft your business around the thing that you're passionate about. You are going to be clear on your target market, you know, what that man or woman looks like, who she is, and the problem that you're going to help them with. And then you're going to mix in a little bit of you. And voila, there you have it. That is how you find your niche. So I hope that that's been helpful to you. Once you have found your niche, you're going to come up against a couple of new challenges. You are then going to want to know, where are my ideal clients and how do I market myself to them? How do I make myself stand out? How do I package my services in a way that is attractive to them and start to really draw in the clients and the business and start to earn money fast? And I'm running a free call this Saturday. The 12th of July, in the evening, 7 p.m. Paris time. So you have to translate that if you're in another part of the world. And on this call, I am going to help you with the fastest way to attract your ideal clients, the 6 secret ingredients to fast business success, how being authentically you can help you earn up to £5,000 a month consistently and quickly, and how adding romance and feminine energy into your business can help prevent burnout. So that's what we'll be doing on the call. So a really juicy call for you, and it's going to be just lovely, lots of fun, lots of value. I'll be taking your questions. I would love for you to join me on the call this Saturday. And so go over to JulieMaryCarmen.leadpages.net/fall in love with your business. And the link should be below this video. So have a look. But that web address again, JulieMaryCarmen, Carmen is CARMEN, .leadpages.net/fall in love with your business. Okay, and as I say, the link should be below the video. And that is a free call, and I'm going to give you so much value. I'd love to have you along, and I hope that you found it useful today and that you are clear on your niche. Okay, have fun.